Hey there, it's been a while since I uploaded on this channel, if you don't count a random shitpost I made in 5 minutes for Discord server. But look, I was busy with college and work, so I basically couldn't force myself to do anything else but slowly rot in my chair playing flash games to the point where the smallest inconvenience made me mad. The new Norm video probably will never come out, because hyper at the show is over now since people on Twitter realized it is just poorly disguised propaganda. Now no one wants to read old Norm's giant dick or some shit like this. The second video I had in plans was talking about another anti for talking as to why people who dress up in costume and animals are on the same level who sexually abuse animals. Because there's just nothing to discuss. All these videos are nothing burgers made by kids brainwashed by more mature individuals in this community, repeating the same two arguments which are older than the Great Pyramids of Giza. So instead of making two videos I'm not interested in continuing, I instead decided to make a video that I'm genuinely interested in. Also, I'm slowly but steadily planning to revamp the looks, quote-unquote, of my videos, so you don't just have to stare at the moving JPEG of a starry sky I found online. But for now, it is what it is. And with that out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes.
One day, while Andy was masturbating, Woody got wood.
Sandbox games. 2 words, simple concept. You give a player unlimited resources, time and platform, and just let them do whatever their soul lies towards. They'll be projecting their dreams on their avatar in Sims, or causing havoc and committing federal crimes in GTA. And when it comes to sandbox, I'm sure that most people will bring one of the 2 most popular games of this genre, Minecraft, or Garry's Mod. I think Garry's Mod needs some introduction. Everybody knows the story of this sandbox game, and everyone in the Source community remembers the story of the Axel Gambit, who couldn't wait for a sequel of critically acclaimed 1998 shooter called Half-Life. So he hacked into the Valve servers and downloaded thousands of models, maps, textures, even the source code of the then unfinished game, which was later leaked to public by one of his friends. One of the things that was in this leak was a physics gun. Developer tool which allowed the user to manipulate rectangles and physics props with blue beam using the left mouse button and create balls with which you can weld props together using right mouse button. Wow! Just imagine what cool things you can create with this stolen source engine with its mind-blowing physics! Said JP55 and Garry Newman to themselves and when making their own sandbox mods. JP55 planned on making Vmod before it was overtaken by Snakes, who may be considered the best troll in the world, as no one, to my memory, managed to troll your only opponent into working so hard to improve his mod so it became one of the best-selling games on Steam. Of course, I'm talking about Garry's Mod. Of course, the game may not be at the peak of its popularity because it's been already 12 full years since the release of Gmod 13 and 20 years since the release of Gmod 9, but its internet cultural relevancy cannot be doubted. Because I'm sure that most of you, I hope, have some memories related to Garry's Mod. You'll be downloading an official version from third-party websites, watching YouTubers goofing around on sandbox maps, watching machinimas made on Garry's Mod, or watching one of those zombie apocalypse series made by kids just like you. Or just doing all the shit that I said, like you saw in the video, just in that pirated version of Garry's Mod. Probably somebody from the Eastern Bloc can relate. Whatever. And even so, sometimes Garry's Mod rises in popularity again. It's like Linux rising from ashes. Again and again, it attracts everyone. All the new players, YouTubers, and their audience. The audience of middle schoolers, teeny children who saw how their favorite YouTuber runs away from the creepy PNGs called next bots on Garry's Mod, and would like to try it for themselves. The problem is, Garry's Mod costs money. But little Timmy wants to play so much, so he has like 3 options. Ask his mother to buy this game, which is not an option. Pick up his phone and search on Google Play the Garry's Mod, or turn on the family laptop and search on Roblox Garry's Mod. Yes, Roblox. You know, a great platform for children, filled with such nice people, with a variety of games to play like ADHD Simulator, or Quick Cash Grab Obby 1, or Quick Cash Grab Clickbaity Obby 2, featuring all your favorite characters from media corrupted by kids channel, quote-unquote. To be honest, despite the fatal flaws and shortcomings of Roblox, I still like it. With a variety of user-generated content you can find on this platform, and the fact that the Roblox itself is more like a platform to create the games, that you can have them modified to be something that you wish to be. it would be dumb if somebody didn't try to create their own version of Garry's Mod on Roblox. So I had decided to look up how the things going on Roblox platform. Search up the Garry's Mod and pick 10 games which have players in it, because if I had to review all the toolbox slop made by children, we would be here all day. I picked up which seemed to look okay by my standards. My standards is pretty low for Roblox. And before I proceed, I want to say that this is all my subjective opinion. It's not the last instance truth, and you have the right to express what you think about these games in the comments section. And without further ado, let's dive in the first game, and that's... First on the list is one of the games which probably will catch the eye of little Timmy when he looks up for Garry's Mod clone, Rmod. One of the most popular games in its niche of Garry's Mod fan games. And if it's popular, it means it's good game, right? Wrong! First thing that I noticed in the main menu is that add-ons are paid game passes. Sure, they cost like 2 Robux each and probably give access to overpowered even by Garry's Mod standards, tools, weapons and NPCs, but it really gives up bad vibes. When I joined the first server, public and official one, what I didn't like from the start is the fact that the game supports R15. Not to be that guy, and I realized that R15 has way more possibilities than your average R6 ragdoll on Avatar, but I feel like it's way hard to make stop using it, especially if you have blocky Avatar. The menu of this game is hideous. From sleek and simple design of Garry's Mod, you have a mishmash of various things thrown around. Like we got settings for lighting and physics on the left with ragdoll options, voting options and player options on the right, and add-ons, tools and cars on top. Speaking of props, they don't spawn like in Garry's Mod. In Garry's Mod you look at a certain place, you choose an object, you spawn in it. In the Rmod, it spawns above you like a huge breach you spawn, and it falls on you squishing you like a bug. For the cars, they're nice to drive. They look all nice, there's a lot of variety in them, and while testing the cars I managed to try the vote kick option. Works like a Swiss watch. Too bad this Swiss watch are used like a mace to kick you in the head. Next thing I decided to try was a physics gun, where it's just like a Garry's Mod counterpad. And let me tell you, this might be the worst variation of this weapon that I have ever seen in my life. You can rotate limbs of ragdolls and you can rotate the props pressing E like in Garry's Mod. And the gun feels underpowered, I must say. Like in Garry's Mod you can lift up the giant tanker of the ruined submarine. In this game I can push the fucking ragdoll from the boxes. You may ask, why am I doing this in the tight spaces like this? Well, yeah, that's pretty much a reason. After witnessing the chaos that unfolded in the tight streets of Bibisotka, I have decided to try the GTA Ask map. And yeah, in terms of map, Rmod definitely feels like Garry's Mod. The variety of things in terms of quality, where one map looks great, one looks like a first grader project made in 5 minutes after he learned basics from Roblox Studio. Like this one. Also, did I mention that this game doesn't have ability to no clip? Yes, the essential part of the entire sandbox is gone. The lack of no clip is like a nail in the coffin, which makes overall experience feel like a quick cash grab on popularity in Garry's Mod and the ability of kids to buy a copy of one for themselves. And it can be felt in every aspect of it. Also, replace teenagers and adult people with children who don't have a developed frontal lobe, and you may get yourself the worst sandbox experience ever. It's like a kindergarten without somebody to supervise kids so they won't harm themselves. If there's anything positive to say about this game, is that I like the hide and seek game mod, accessible through the menu. I don't want to say it's a good game, but it was more enjoyable than the sandbox mod. This is definitely, believe me or not, felt better than Rmod, but still not good enough for a good Garry's Mod fan game on Roblox. It got a working tool gun, a nice looking menu, again, variety of cars pulled from the toolbox, and unlike Rmod, it has a working no clip. 10 out of 10, would I say. Well, through, it still doesn't make a game a good one, because again, kids. It's been only 30 seconds before someone started spawning next bots and doors NPCs in the map I joined after leaving Big City, which definitely looked like it was made by the person who really remembers the original map, or only saw it from the videos or the screenshots. Oh, did I say spawning? I mean spamming them around to the point it was hard to move even for a flinch, without getting killed by one of those spattering next bots. Thank God this crucifix exists, the ultimate weapon of this game, which one-shots everyone. Players, ragdolls, NPCs, next bots. It's bad when it's getting used on you, once again. But thankfully you can get away from all this nonsense you may encounter because, as I mentioned, no clip exists in this game. And it really works out to the same. The fizz gun though, well, I can freeze, I can drag, and kick players, but can rotate a simple object. But thankfully there is a C-frame tool. It works fine when an object is meshed for one part only, but when it comes to something more complicated like ragdolls, this is where my praise ends and my disappointment starts, because it only moves the selected part. Not to mention that move and rotate are in the same time, so if you want to rotate, you move, you want to move, you rotate, and it's really hard to... Oh, I forgot the game what I'm playing. Not to mention if you freeze object by physics gun, you're gonna get that ugly highlight. Also, there's nothing can prevent you from roping some average Joe to the ground.
And what his avatar does in agony is he tries to get rid from the rope. It's very dark to die in the streets by making sure.
Okay, I should stop here. I'm dramatizing too much over Gmod clone for kids. Next game. Nico's. You mean like Nico's next bot? That one cool gay-based idea of the BNGs chasing you around, and you tell me the team who made it also made a sandbox game? So I thought, before choosing to play on the first map, and found out to myself. Another slop, which has no relation to the next bot game. It's again poorly thrown together quote-unquote game where for a small fee you can turn GM construct into GM nuclear wasteland. Not only poorly thrown, but also dated like a milk out in the summer, during a day when temperature is 32 degrees Celsius. Seriously? Ohio streets? Has a base maps? I know it's kids and all, but I think even the dumbest kid won't find a joke about Ohio funny anymore. But again, those are kids. I must give credit, this map doesn't look hell bad. I mean, it's not decent, but it's playable, I guess? And once again, I couldn't no-clip like I did in Garry's Mod and Garry's Mod 2. But instead, I can fly, like a fairy. Too bad I don't have wings. And again, this gun is now a useless toy made for some power-hungry kids to fling people like a Beyblade into the far lands of Roblox, leaving them to die. And once again, just like in Garry's Mod 2, players unprotected. So some prankster will decide to send you into space with helium balloon. Nothing stops him from attaching a couple or three of them to you and rejoice in seeing how your only option to get rid of the problem is quitting a server. I'm dead serious. Balloons in this game may be even deadlier than sniper rifle. Like, this gun can kill a giant Apache helicopter, but can't pop a balloon. What the actual fuck? The only reason why I stayed so long on the server because I wanted to avenge the kid. Yeah, adult grown man avenging the kid. How hilarious. By the way, map sucks. It's just a free model slapped together on a base plate. Even the simplest make to make, 7-Eleven, is poorly thrown slop of free model which no one plays. And that's all I have to say. Well, I guess there's only one thing I can do right now. Okay, I like this game. I'll be honest, the tendency of mods being poorly thrown together slop from Toolbox, I thought that maybe this mod will be the same. And I was wrong. It felt more like an actual Garry's mod. Janky, but Garry's mod. Sure, for this game to be like a Garry's mod, it's like the distance from Earth to Jupiter. But you know, it's close enough. It has a different inventory, as if all the other games that I played before used the original Roblox inventory system to hold all the players' tools. Inadequate Method uses Gmod-esque inventory system. The menu looks pretty nice, all is organized, and all the objects are in their respective places, not thrown around like in the Rmod. The physics gun, however, doesn't have, again, the ability to rotate anything. Well, I criticize other games, but I kinda wanna give those guys a pass on this one. First of all, the game probably gonna get updated and it's gonna rehaul all its mechanics and probably gonna include the phys gun. It will be changed drastically, I hope. And second of all, guy or guys, maybe the team, I didn't really bother to look who made this game, did a better job in translating the gameplay of Garry's mod into Roblox than any other that I reviewed before. Not perfect, of course, but still. Also, unlike any other mods that I reviewed, it feels more like a passion project than just an attempt for a quick cash grab. Just look at this intro sequence that you boot up the game. Isn't it cool? Aside from all the jankiness, quote unquote, I had a bit more fun with that game than the Rmod or Nico's mod. So for this, I'll give it a pass. And I hope to see someday what holds the future for this game. Joining the game and opening menu to see maps got me a bit sad. If all the other games before had a from maximum 100 to 20 minimum maps of varying quality, Zmod has only 10. Well, maybe the quantity of the maps will be nullified by quality of the gameplay? Well, joining one of those Counter-Strike maps, which here is called CM Office, we can lead totally not G-Man, but original character Z-Man using classic roblox sword.
Dr. Freeman, I realize this moment may not be the most convenient for a heart-to-heart.
And then I decided to check props. And let's help Darwin find the difference between these two items. I think somebody's shitting me. Because when I click on the image of the fresh, just from the conveyor belt man, I accept for it to be what it advertises to be, not Rap 22 free, taken from the Half-Life 2! And again, physics cannon doesn't rotate objects by press of a button, but rather bashing the prop around to give it a momentum so it can rotate! And another RP downtown, take it straight to the toolbox, or maybe by using source to blocks plugin, nearly identical to Rmod! And again, there's no way to no-clip me through the planks in this place, but you can buy probably all broken jetpack gear to use alongside shooting expos. It will only cost you 100 Robux! Oh, and also, tool gun isn't here. Instead, it's replaced by a rope gun, and you delete object by right mouse button of physics gun. But don't try to use it on object which consists of many parts, because I, the developer, have no clue how to make many parts as one, so you can delete them all at once! And also I don't know how to remove the pad blocking doors, which work fine on Source Engine, but when you bring them to Source Engine map to Roblox, these doors just don't work, and there's no way to get them in fucking house besides no clipping, which is not in the game! Sorry. Anyways, where was I? Oh. Okay, so I have a personal story related to this game. I was a friend with the developer in Roblox. He was like a main builder for one game. And one time, him and some other guys in the Discord server were talking about the Garry's mod copies on Roblox too. And he brought up the fact that one of these games, directly this one, has a striptease bar in one of these maps. Like, actual public house. And you don't convince me that this is something else. You won't convince me that the stage, bar, armchairs, stools aren't made for a public house, aren't made for striptease. All you need is just to add some booze and hookers and get the party started! Yeah! And I didn't even check how the tool gun works. I didn't even check the fizz gun. I was just busy power tripping on my exclusive event gears from 2017, killing all those noobs who joined the game and couldn't foresee the ceiling using the C power to murder them. So fucking awesome! I'm power tripping! Yes! Yeah, I see why Roblox banned gears being used in the public places. It's unplayable. At first I thought, before coming back tomorrow and joining another GN Construct server, another chaotic sandbox. Just replace adult men with kids. And there's nothing else I can say here.
你他妈的看什么啊？出来开枪！
The menu that you see upon joining this game is plain and simple. Everything you need to join a game, set it up or quit. On the left, the giant plaque where explains everything what was added in the update. The center, and in the top, what the fuck is Metal Lab? But unlike actual Fallout games, this map was desolate. Like, I was the only person walking around in some American neighborhood from the 50s, splattering on top of grass textured base plate. For some reason, this whole game looks desaturated. Like somebody put the blend filter, making everything look pale. But the color correction can wait for a while. This is not my biggest gripe with this game. What bothers me the most is that all the weapons and tools you spawn don't appear in your inventory. Instead, you have to manually pick them up by pressing E. Why not to make like in Garry's mod, or any other game that I played before? All of them doing this, why not this one? But let's throw this small pet peeve away. The guns look awesome. Local physics gun, which is called here the universe gun, utility tool, look unique in comparison to other ones I had reviewed, only it worked just as good as it looked. The most fun I probably got from this game when I joined the local construct and tried to PvP with other players. And it was fun! I must say, to snipe people from the top of the building in the place of a tunnel to dark room, that was fun. But the fun ends as soon as somebody starts spamming next spots. Again, next spots. The bane of everything related to Garry's mod. Especially fan games on Roblox. If you don't have it, I guess you fall into obscurity or something? Anyways, a couple of deaths to those PNG, and I was revealed to the fact that I can change the atmosphere of the game, alongside the skybox and ambient color. Something I didn't see in a while. Of course, this option are only visible to the client, and do not affect the server, but nonetheless, fine addition. My favorite part is that you can turn this game into the hellscape, because it is what it is. Hell where only kid is more than enough to ruin the entire experience from the game. Remove that only aspect, and this game is not overall bad, I must say. Probably 10 times better than Rmod, but to the level of Garry's mod, it's like for us the Mars. Next game. Finally, we got to the end of this all, the Blox Mod. Although I thought that Blox Mod sandbox is actually this world. But anyway, let's just stay away from those religious questions and return back to the game. And I see that there's a control hell. I see there's no giant arsenal of overpowered guns, with 3 primaries and 3 secondaries, automatic submachine guns and pistols. They all look just good. Well, at least for me. I don't have a keen eye for how to animate guns or something like this. But there is something wrong. I don't see a tool gun or fist gun for that matter. Because fist gun and a tool gun are binded to the right mouse at the button, and by pressing E you can change the mod. And would you look at that? I can rotate, I can put blocks, I can delete and enter to my wish. It's like perfect! And just like in Vmod, I could change skybox and atmosphere on client side. What's more shocking to me is that next spots aren't annoying unkillable PNGs, which annoy everyone in the server. Well, they're still annoying, but you can actually kill them. But of course, as much as you want to kill them, that won't stop some dumb kids spawning in a bunch of them, causing lag to the entire server. Also, the game has no grief protection. That's when I decided to post ragdoll some kids' naked parts of it. That's kind of fortunate. Well, in conclusion, I could say that all these games tried their best at replicating charm and gameplay of Garry's Mod. Some did their good, some did their best, some did their worst. But I think the problem with Garry's Mod and Roblox that despite Roblox being flexible to be turned into everything you want, you can replicate formula just as good as Garry's Mod managed to. These games are day and night, dark and light. If you want actually good sandbox mod for Roblox, you might as well make the studio light with elements of Garry's Mod like drop menu and Roblox Studio abilities to move, rotate, transform individual parts of props or blocks. I mean, there are probably cool games that this concept brought to life, but I only got 10 games, so if there was that one game, it was out of my field of view. If you think I missed on some actually good Gmod fan games on Roblox, you can write them down in the comments. As for the video, follow me on Twitter, New Sky, Newgrounds I guess. And well, that was Darwin. See you hope not in the 6-month gap. Oh, so you still here? Okay, listen to me carefully now, my friend. I haven't plans to make an animatic for something that I hadn't plans. So while you're still here, let me tell you the entire script of what I had in plans. This will be a story about. I'm sure not scared, yeah. I'm such a dickhead, and I.